So, you're the lucky new cop, huh?
Guess so.
You know you can't shoot ghosts, right?
Take it easy on him, Drew. All right, guys, help me get this stuff on.
Welcome to Classically Weird, where we explore the weird world of cinema. My name is Headmaster Howard. I am your host for this episode, and joining me, as always, is my lovely wife and partner in this endeavor, Ragana Ray.
Ah, thank you, my love. Hello, fellow weird.
All right, so we're going to get going right into The Conjuring. The Conjuring itself is a 2013 film by director James Wan. Ragana and I are huge fans of James Wan's work. Now, James Wan is one of those directors that most people do not know him by name. I feel that that's kind of unfair. To me, I kind of see him like the Spielberg of horror. He has done a lot to kind of redefine modern horror. Like I was saying, most people don't know James Wan by his name, but they know him by his movies. So, The Conjuring, for instance, right? The Conjuring series, he launched that, but he also launched Insidious. He launched Saw.
That one still blows me away. That still blows me away.
He also has a movie coming out this year, 2025, called The Monkey. And if you notice, actually, in the Conjuring movies, the monkey does make an appearance. The symbol black and monkey.
Yep, I was thinking about that when we were, again, watching The Conjuring for, I don't know, the umpteenth time. I will admit that for James Wan, the Conjuring is where I really recognized the name. Like, then started to span out. And then when you told me about Insidious, and I had seen Insidious before I had seen Conjuring, and I was mind blown. And then like pieces connected on just some of the same layouts and the cinematography and kind of the mindset. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I did not realize that he went as far back as Saw.
Now, this film also stars Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga.
Rar and rar.
Right? Both are very, very talented actors. Fun fact, Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga actually had the chance to travel to Connecticut to visit the real Lorraine Warren, to sit down with her, pick her brain, do all of that. But also, they had the opportunity to explore NESPR, the New England Society for Paranormal Research, which was the foundation that Ed and Lorraine helped found. They both had the opportunity to explore it. However, Patrick was the only one who actually took the opportunity. Vera was like, I'm good. I don't know the details of how that went down, but that's kind of how I imagine it. She was like, yeah, no thank you. But, so yeah, I thought that was kind of a fun fact.
That's cool.
So speaking of acting credits on this movie, this is one of the only movies, actually I think it might be the only movie that Lorraine Warren makes an appearance on. The real Lorraine Warren can be seen in this movie. She sits front row in one of the classroom scenes. As it's panning through the audience, you can see Lorraine Warren.
Hands right over her face.
Now let's talk about the plot. You have the Perron family who in the early 70s, this film is set in 1971, experienced paranormal occurrences inside of their home. They had gotten to the point where they started seeking external help, and in the real life haunting, Ed and Lorraine Warren were involved. So that's actually kind of where the story is based on. Obviously, they take a lot of artistic liberty in the presentation of the story, but the foundation is in something that was real and documented. And essentially, the plot of this movie is them walking through getting Ed and Lorraine involved, then getting the exorcism of Bathsheba Sherman out of Carolyn.
Well, that is the essential, but I just also want to remind people that don't know who Ed and Lorraine Warren were. They were paranormal investigators from the 50s, 60s, up until their deaths, which Ed died in 2006 and Lorraine died in 2019, April 2019. So that's what brings them into this scenario, is that they were very, becoming popularized kooks and paranormal investigators going out and helping people that were having experiences in their home. So that background of that they were real people, and these are based on true stories. And then what their whole family experiences through that is the Conjuring.
For me, one of my favorite plot points of this movie is the progression of the haunting. They do an incredible job of showing how the haunting gets worse over time.
Explaining it
along the way, right? Infestation, oppression, possession. So it starts off real simple. Sadie was their first warning, right? Sadie not wanting to come into the house was that first sign of something's wrong here. PSA for everybody, listen to your pets.
Absolutely.
Right?
So that is a scene. I still walked out on that scene when we recently watched it, because I do not do well with animals being harmed in any way. And I get really, really mad in things where it's a spirit realm messing with your pets. That is like I really become Mama Bear Witch. So yes, listen to your pets, but that whole scene still, she would not come into the house.
So that was the first indication that something was wrong. And then the next morning they wake up, it's cold, there were weird smells in the house, all the clocks stopped at 3:07. They're like, what's going on? And just like the progression, the daughter starting to sleepwalk, the pictures coming off the wall, Carolyn hearing the clap game being played in the middle of the night.
Oh, the clap game.
The clap game.
Right? That got me in all of the because that's the big, when they had the trailers out, it was her, and it's even in there.
You want to play hide and clap?
Oh, hide and clap. So you brought up the progression of it and how easily we talk away those things. It's an iron deficiency. Oh, she hasn't slept walk in a while. Oh, that's kind of strange. But I also like that with all of that, Ed and Lorraine, they do have a very specific scene where they go out to a house and they give them plausible explanation for why you're getting this echoing, this style of house, the water pipes, so on and so forth. So I like that they do show both aspects, that yes, we can go out on a case and review, and Lorraine has this gift that she can sense things, and so tap here, do this, sorry, your house is not haunted. But then you go over to this house and
immediately when she walks in, she sees the entity latched on to Carolyn and the girls, and she's very calm about it. Mm-hmm. She's very calm about it.
Very impressive.
Maintaining her cool under that. But that progression was one of my favorite things about this movie, is how they do a great job of starting off small and then like building and building and building as to just like the real fear.
And that's generally, it's true of what happens in a lot of
cases.
Haunted cases is all of the things that you're able to just sweep away for a while until
you
all
can
of a
kind
sudden,
of ignore.
Yeah, and then like you said, all of a sudden your things are falling off your walls and strange smells that are not going away, or demons talking to your daughter and saying, I'm going to kill your whole family, or I want your whole family dead. I mean, a child having to experience that.
Right.
And then also, the craziness. One sister is seeing something and the other one is not. You're both in the same exact room, and you're messing with people's mental state. Yeah, it was a good progression on how they got to the point where they were living in the house and had constant surveillance, because the family gets to a point where, and we've seen it in a lot of possession and haunted house cases, where people feel more safe, everybody staying together in one room, so that you all have eyes on each other. And that's it, so like the banging of the door, and a lot of this has in a lot of, because Ed and Lorraine were also devout in their faith. They were Catholics. They were Catholic. Yep. So a lot of it, the mocking of the Holy Trinity, so the pounding on the doors, holy water in the house, that type of stuff. So they do a lot of talking about that. So there was a lot of good explanation. I mean, a lot of what we follow even today in paranormal investigations, is a nod to what Ed and Lorraine Warren were doing.
And they were known to use a lot of those tactics, like religious provocation, so on and so forth.
I love that her rosary was used like a pendulum, pretty much. I mean, if you watch, even as she's walking through, her rosary is like a pendulum for her.
Like she's getting
Like
vibrations through it. Yep.
Yep. I love the story around the mother. It's also interesting because as you dive in, it's the witch, you know, and witches are depicted as very bad, you know, sacrificing the child, and you know that this would to even take your own child, you know, that the cursed land, what was it? He came in, you know, and she hung herself on the property. You know, if anybody tried to take her land, she cursed it, and then like a maid kills her child. So then it's the mother is attacked. So the family's under attack, but it's after the mother. And that battle of the maternal instinct over her daughters and this demon taking over her. Now she's in this, she's possessed, and it's going after what she loves the most. And then, I mean, I'm always about the divine feminine and that lineage. And then Lorraine coming in, being able to really be the one that helps her push beyond what our religious faith, because we see Ed go through and he's trying to exercise. I was going to say baptize. Like exercise her, but it's that tapping in with what is Lorraine's gift and showing her aspect of what she brings to the table as being a psychic medium and also a mother. That strength of a mother to fight through a demon to not harm her children is probably my favorite thing through the whole, is my favorite part of it. That's what I really like.
So let's talk from a cinematic standpoint. For me, there were a lot of things camera movement wise that I loved about this movie, and some of these things can kind of be seen in a lot of James Wan's work. So as you mentioned earlier, you start seeing some of the same patterns. One thing that I really, really loved in this was a lot of really well placed dolly zooms. So for those of you not in the know, the dolly zoom, or the vertigo shot as it's sometimes called, because it was originally used in Alfred Hitchcock's Vertigo.
One of the original men of horror.
Right. That shot is where you take a camera and you push it forward while zooming out, or vice versa, you pull it back while zooming in. And it adds this nice kind of parallax effect, and you get this dolly zoom in to where it's like, oh, it just kind of unnerves you and pulls you in. There's also a really creative camera angle that is utilized during one of the scenes where Cindy, one of the middle daughters, is sleepwalking and is banging her head up against the wardrobe.
I love that wardrobe.
Right, that wardrobe's gorgeous.
It's absolutely gorgeous.
Set designers did a great job too.
Yes, they did.
So she's banging her head against the wardrobe, and Andrea, the oldest daughter, wakes up and says, oh, okay, well, just come sleep in bed with me. They look up and they see Bathsheba Sherman on top of the wardrobe. With the way that's framed, it's over the shoulder of Cindy, aiming up at Bathsheba. It feels like this predator just waiting to strike. It makes you feel like your prey being hunted.
Yeah, that's a good jump scare scene. There's even times that, and I know that scene is coming, and if I'm just in the right spot, like, it'll still make me, I mean, Bathsheba just creeps me out anyways. I mean, she's definitely one that overall her aesthetic, the way that they present her, just gives me the willies. I would not like to come face to face with her at all.
No, fully agreed. Good for cinematic purposes, but yeah, not somebody I would want to meet in person.
No. Throughout the movie, I notice there is this feeling like you're kind of like the person running behind what's happening. It seems where like they're running in the house, but you kind of feel like you're the one that's right behind it, but you're kind of low, like, but you're also a part of it. It's kind of like that's the only way I can start. Like you like, oh my gosh, I'm actually in running with them kind of thing. So it's like those low angles.
That's down to them utilizing handheld shots for a lot of it.
Yeah.
So it gives you kind of that natural like bounce.
Like you're
it's
running,
a little unsteady, and that's good in moderate doses, right? But then you get other films like Blair Witch Project.
Oh
where
my
it just-
gosh, I knew you were gonna say that one.
It just makes you
Oh my
nauseous.
gosh. Oh yeah, that was hard. So yes, in The Conjuring, it comes in doses. So yeah, it's not all the way through it, but you're right in the middle of it. But it's like it's well played in those scenes too. There's a scene that pops in my head, and I think you like that word, the symmetry. But there's a scene where Bathsheba is right over
Carolyn.
I was gonna say their mother, Carolyn's head, and she's just, the way the world kind of flips and she's going into her or coming out of, no, that was like when she was going into her, but that whole scene and it was just like laid out perfectly. That one's super creepy too, because again, waking up and seeing Bathsheba over your,
Right.
whew.
So you get the mother on one side, actually the mother on the bottom, and Bathsheba on the top. And funnily enough, this is actually kind of a thing with the Conjuring universe. It's actually how they show possession. That moment of possession is one person, the entity, whoever it is, vomiting into the other one's mouth. And it's like, huh? You get a little bit of that, just like, oh, nope.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's a good call out there. The symmetry of some of these scenes. This is one of the few films that really did a good job of utilizing hard light. Now, what I mean by this is a light that's not diffused, it's not really well distributed across the scene, and it creates really, really harsh shadows. They do this very, very well in the basement scene where you have the one light in the middle of the room, and there's nothing cover it. There's no dome or anything over it, so you get this really harsh light that comes out, and it gives you this like really like light side dark side look. And not a lot of films do that. As filmmakers, we're usually taught you need to diffuse the light, you need to soften the light to make things look more natural. That hard light gives it a very unnatural, very kind of unnerving feel. And you combine that with like the handheld camera movements and stuff like that, it makes for a really creepy scene.
Yeah.
And 100% dig it.
Nice.
Right. One other thing cinematically that I really liked about this film is their use of transitions. So what I mean by this is the frame freezes and then it transitions into like newspaper articles and old pictures of the real Ed and Lorraine Warren and the Perron family.
Transferring over into the actual photos. That always gives me that extra level of creep, especially at the end. You've watched this whole story and you're like, oh, and here's the real picture of the family. You're like, somebody went through a level of that, just that level of terror and experience. And yeah, so it makes it lingers with you.
No,
or with
absolutely.
me, I would say.
Well, for a lot of us, it did. It did with me too. Okay, so do you have anything else to add for cinematic?
Cinematic, would that include like the music?
Yeah, sure.
The soundtrack in this, I actually really enjoy. I think we have to look up who did a lot of it because I don't really know. But I mean, from the moment that before the opening credits even start, that like first bong, the sound that happens, and I'm like, whoa, that whole sequence. And then I do love, what is that? Ryan Gosling's band. Yeah, Ryan Gosling's band. It's the haunted house song, and it's catchy. I mean, the whole soundtrack of that, who's your daddy?
So would you like to know a few fun facts about the soundtrack?
Yes!
You already kind of briefly mentioned Ryan Gosling. Actually, most people know him as an actor, but his band actually plays one of the songs that's in the movie.
And it's quite catchy.
It is quite catchy,
It's quite
right?
catchy.
Another fun fact about the soundtrack and kind of the audio side of this, the composer, Joseph Bishara.
See, what?
Right? Joseph Bishara.
I knew you were going to know this stuff.
Incredibly talented, composer, but also an actor, and makes an appearance in The Conjuring as a main character
Okay, wait a minute. What? Okay, hold on. The composer
Yeah.
of all those cool sounds that I love. See, I couldn't even think of the word composer. And as a main character. Okay, so wait a minute. Who are my main characters? I mean, we got the girls. It's not Drew, not the cop.
No, it's
No.
not the cop.
Okay, not the priest.
No,
Don't
no,
let it
no,
be the
no,
priest. Okay,
No.
who was it?
Bathsheba Sherman.
Stop
He
it.
plays Bathsheba.
Stop.
He is actually shown multiple times throughout James Wan's movies. So he's Bathsheba Sherman in this one. He's also the red lipstick demon in Insidious. Right? And also, what was the other one? There was another one.
I was gonna say, is either the nun too?
He plays Malthus.
Okay, but I'm trying to think of what.
The big black horns and all that stuff.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
Quite impressed. I like that he's like acting in all of the really creepy, weird stuff too.
Yeah.
Like, okay, you go. I dig it. Okay.
General fun facts that we weren't able to fit in anywhere else so far. Actress Joey King, Christine, right? One of the middle daughters, the one who keeps getting her legs pulled. During the filming of the movie, she actually contracted a rare blood disease, and after the movie had wrapped, it was gone.
Stop it.
So yeah, that was kind of interesting.
A rare blood disease.
Yep.
While she was on set, and then after the movie wrapped,
It was gone.
it was gone.
Yep.
Interesting.
Screenings in the Philippines were actually blessed by a priest. They brought in priests.
They did that during The Exorcist. When the original Exorcist was released, there was priests out there blessing. So that doesn't surprise me. But they did it in, what, Thailand, you said?
Philippines.
Philippines. What? Okay.
Cinematography. What would you rate it?
4.
4. Okay. Not quite perfect.
It's not quite perfect. I don't know what would hit me as perfect. But overall, I mean, it's good. It's unnerving. It's got great action. It's got some good comedy in it. Comedy has nothing to do with cinematography, but it just, I was just thinking the overall of it. But yeah, aesthetically, it hits those notes of the type of film that it is.
Mm-hmm. I would agree with you. I would actually maybe even click this up into a 5. I think that they did a phenomenal job with utilizing camera movement and other things to really get the audience drawn in and illustrate those feelings that you're supposed to have in the different scenes. So for me, I would actually probably say this is the first 5 I'm given. Now let's get into fear factor or fright factor. Right? So scale of 1 to 5. What would you say? Not now, the first time you watched it.
The first time I watched it, I would give it a 5. It really did. It unsettled me. The haunting aspect of it, and that it is based on true stories and stories that I had looked into over the years, and now it coming into a film. And Bathsheba, I mean, Bathsheba just gets to me. Those jumps with that character just unnerved me. So at the time in 2013-14 when I watched The Conjuring, yes, I would say it gave me a 5. Now I fall asleep to it, and not because I'm not enjoying it, but because I'm generally just tired.
For me, I would say fright factor in 2013 when I watched it, it's probably closer to a 4. For me, it was kind of missing some of those body horror moments that like really push it over for me into that like I'm really scared kind of moments.
Yeah, see, messing with my home and that freaks me out. So
I agree with you. Messing with the home is definitely unnerving. Like you don't want anything messing with your safe space.
Yes.
Which is why I would say I'd give it a 4. Like if this was happening to me, I would be genuinely scared.
Would you really be scared, or would you be intrigued? You would be Drew. See, you would be the Drew, like, over there with the technology aspect of it. Like, I can hear her.
Let's get this on film.
Like, the whole scene, like, I'm in this whole panic over when she goes to cut, the daughter's being drug around by her hair, and bless Lorraine for cutting it. And they're recording it. You would be the one recording it. Like, that would be you. So yeah, fear.
Okay, I feel called out. Yes. Okay, so yes, there would be an element of fear, but there would also be that like genuine, I want to capture this.
Yes.
My general overall rating would be a 4. If this had more elements of like body horror, of like, you know, limbs being chopped off, things like that, like I would elevate this up into a 5. Not that it's necessarily appropriate for this movie. Now, overall, is this a movie that we would recommend to people? Yes, no?
Yes.
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 All right,
Yes.
hands down. Hey there, and thanks for sticking around to the end to help us launch our wonderfully weird little corner of YouTube. Now, we're dropping 5 videos today to kick things off with a proper ritual. Celebration. And we plan on being back every 2 weeks with fresh horrors, twisted tales, and our own brand of dark love for the horror genre. Now, we're just a 2 weirdo team here. Everything you see is conjured up by just the 2 of us. Recording, editing, research, you name it, we do it all. So every like, comment, and subscribe really goes a long way to help keep the weirdness flowing.
So if you've enjoyed this and want to help us grow into your favorite spooky stop on YouTube, don't forget to like, share, and hit that bell like it owes you money, darling. Thanks again for supporting our channel launch. We're just getting started, and it means the underworld to us that you're here.
And
until next time, stay weird.